Hello, a bit of a different video today. Look at Moose doing her little pose. Oh, look at him with them little claws. Today, I thought I would do something different. I thought I would do a video about bookmarks. I love bookmarks. The amount of bookmarks I have in my house very much fluctuates. I think I found all of my current bookmarks that I know where they're at. Unfortunately, because of cats, because of cats, um, sometimes a bookmark will go missing for ages because a cat just stole it and hid it somewhere, and then I'll find it. Because, like, there is, this is funny, there is another bookmark called the Curious Cat bookmark that is from a bookstore that I visited when I was out in Nova Scotia, and I don't have that anymore. And I literally had it like as of a week ago. So like I'm pretty sure Loomis or Moose or one of the other many cats in this apartment stole it and hid it, or it's just like hiding in a random book. So let's go. The oldest bookmark by far, the one that I cannot believe is still kicking around, is my freaking Faramir Lord of the Rings bookmark. Now these boys and ladies, there's of every kind. Look, it's even kind of yellowing. You can kind of see how it's like a little yellowing because it's like that old. Um, these, I used to buy them all the time. Like there was a time in my life where like I owned like 20 of these things, I swear. And there were all these like Lord of the Rings bookmarks. Some of them had like little like elf marks on them. But my favorites were always the one that just had the one ring. And like it's like kind of impressive because like it's like not a bad rendition of the One Ring from those original Lord of the Rings books. This one obviously is one made for Return of the King, but I believe they were using and doing bookmarks of this kind, at least in Canada where I was, like throughout that trilogy. But yeah, I like Faramir. I don't dislike Faramir. He's awesome. He's cool. But I'm amazed that he, out of all of them, is the one bookmark from that era that still survives. Because I used to have them all, and I just remember the ring would come off pretty easily, especially if I tried to use this now. Was actually hiding in my little box of collectibles that I have to hide from cats. Because if I tried to read a book with this bookmark, Loomis would like eat it 100%. He would attack it so hard. Although I think I should set this aside, and then every book I read for Old School April physically, I should read my classic retro bookmark that like reminds me of the times gone by. Another bookmark that has existed in my collection for a while. This is from a little place in Ottawa called World of Maps. Now, I believe this is Ottawa. It's hard to say. I know about World of Books is like a retro thing, but there was a book I bought from here called, oh goodness, what is it called? It was like Hidden. Oh, I have to look it up. I'll put a picture of it because like I'll look it up during editing. But I've only ever bought one book from there, and it was a great book. And the book was all about like it was like a nonfiction book about people doing like urban exploration through like abandoned tunnels and abandoned buildings and like all the adventures they got in while doing that. But when one of my friends came to visit here a few years ago, he does a lot of traveling, and I thought he would get a kick out of that book, so I gave that book to him. But I need to buy it again because I actually really like that book. But I bought that from this little store called World of Maps, and they had a whole bunch of retro maps and atlases and travel logs and stuff like that. I really hope that one day I can go back and revisit that store to buy another one because, yeah, it was pretty cool. Next up, this is from a company called SRS Cinema. I cannot believe they made bookmarks for this. So, Space Monster I think it's Wang Mogwi, was a movie that for ages was kind of considered lost. It was never actually lost. So this was a South Korean giant monster kaiju film that there was always prints of it that survived, but they survived in South Korea, where it has never been shown or released or uh, adapted or any of that stuff translated. And SRS Cinema, who is a independent uh, movie releasing company, they mostly release straight to video, like horror, slasher, shark movies and stuff like that. But they've also recently started to get into giant monster movies and bringing over giant monster movies and bringing them to North America. And there are quite a few of those that I still don't have. Like, I need to buy. They recently did the Japanese Whale God movie. They did like a new extreme great looking version of that, and I just don't have the money to put down on that right now, but I want to because it looks like a beautiful thing. So yeah, they are a company that has never released a book. I don't think they've ever released a book, so it's really odd, but also kind of cool that they released a bookmark in relation to that particular film. Next up, this was a gift I got from one of my friends. Actually, the person who named both Claude and Wisteria. She went to a comic book shop. I believe this would have been in Toronto. Yes, this is a Toronto comic book shop. West End Comics. I've never been there, but next time I'm in Toronto, I should, because yeah, this is a cool bookmark. I like this. It is very cool. She sent it to me in like a package with a whole bunch of like old school comic books and stuff. Very cool. Next, this is the closest I have to a like local bookstore, used bookstore thing, because this is from a bookstore in Saskatoon, and I live in Regina, which is a fair bit away from Saskatoon. So this is not from my city, but it's the closest to that has bookmarks. And I have had a few of these bookmarks before, but like Loomis eats these things so much. Like I had one version of this where like this was like in a book for a while. That's why it's like discolored. Like if you look at this, like the coloring is like there's like a clear demarcation of where it was in the book, because I was intending like at this point like a full year ago to read the George R. R. Martin book Fire and Blood, but the first chapter of Fire and Blood is actually covered in this George R. R. Martin like coffee table book kind of thing. So like the first chapter is in there. So I've had it sitting and in that book for that first chapter, and because there's a light here, it's like foom foom foom, and like it's like faded the the paper. I don't really keep any like rare books in here, so like I'm not too worried about like, you know, the sun messing with them. Also, this is the messiest bookshelf of all of my bookshelves. I have to do something with it. C'est la vie. Here's a lost book. Send that to Kelsey. There you go. This is what it looks like if you also want to find it. Next up is I went to a market last year. I believe it was in June. Last June, there was a local market, and there was a table selling bookmarks. So I bought a slasher Michael Myers bookmark, which, by the way, Loomis hates and tries to eat all the time, which is appropriate considering he's named after Dr. Loomis from the Halloween movies. So I love this bookmark, but I don't use it much because it's got the frilly bits, and the frilly bits are like, so like the cats love the frilly bits. So like, give us the frilly bits. All we want is the frilly bits. Give it to us. Give it to us. But at that same books thing, I also bought a bell bookmark because I don't know what I was thinking. Why did I buy a bell? Like, can you imagine like what? Well, someone coming up. Oh yeah, I'll buy a Michael Myers and a bell from Beauty and the Beast bookmark. Anyways, we all know where I stand in between man or beast all the way. Next up, this is another used bookstore that is in Saskatoon, and well, actually, I think this is is it? Yes, I do believe that Perryton Books is a used bookstore in Saskatoon. There is like this one actually has some chomp marks in it. You can see, yeah. Loomis is a blue barracuda. You can see chomp chomp. Yeah, so I just really like the look of this bookmark. Like, it's a really cool looking bookmark. I just like it. And it's made of good, sturdy material, so it's like, And it's like, it survived a few cat attacks. So, that's a sign of a good book. One that I really need to get out of the case, because if I don't get it out of the case, I'll sell it, and I actually want it. So, no, Andrew, you're not selling this because I want this. This is a metal bookmark for the Siege of Terror. Terra, which is a Warhammer book series. And the Horse Heresy was that huge giant book series I read last year. I bought this with the final book, and I don't have any more of them to read with this bookmark. So I'll have to read other books with this bookmark. But anyways, it's really cool. I love its design, and I love like the quote on there. And yeah, it's just very cool. Like, I don't know. It's a cool looking bookmark. It's a cool looking bookmark, and I'm scared to open it. And then Creeper Peeper Ollie. Oh, who's that? Oh, hello. I'm just here to show off my bookmark. Oh, it's the CriminOlly bookmarks. Look at this. CriminOlly made me read it. I sent CriminOlly a book. So I think this was last year. So last year there was a thing where like the British mail system was not sending books out of Britain for a long time. So things just kept getting like super delayed. And online, I think it was probably like, it must have been like Books of Horror or something. There was a book that was getting sold, which is like a animal attack book that I've wanted forever called Croc. And it's a one that's like a little bit harder to find. And I sent that to CriminOlly, and I said, hey, can I send this to you? And then when like shipping opens back up, can I pay you to just, ship it to me? And he did, of course. And then he added some of his own bookmarks there. And I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. He also got me like a really cool Rodan bookmark, postcard, which I loved too. And I still have it kicking around. So, there's one. There's actually multiple, because the current book that I'm reading, one of the two current books that I'm reading, is the Movie Monsters Guide, which has the novella for both King Kong and for Bride of Frankenstein, which is why I'm reading it right now. But yeah, why did I have it in backwards? But this is what it looks like when you're trying to read a book. He's a creeping and a peeping. Oh no, it fell out. It's there. Now he's there. Anyways. So yeah, he said multiple, and I use those quite often, especially when it's like a trashy one, and I'm like, oh, it's CriminOlly. He approves of my trash. I'm gonna just read Mayfly and The Nest and like all these favorites, and have his face in there watching and improving. And then I have some other randos. This one, which is a Nuka-Cola classic one. Don't know if I bought this or a friend bought this for me. Not sure. I like the Fallout video game series, but I don't remember buying this. This one I do remember. This is a Portal bookmark, and this was 1000% bought for someone I had a crush at a con. Anyways, it's just a good bookmark too, but that was also a factor of me buying it. And last, but certainly not least, the one that I've been just the last bookmark I used, because literally I was reading this last night. Frankenstein says, open this book, bitch. Oh. Look at this artwork. What a cool artwork in here. There you go. Oh, wow, look, it's me. And this is the one that I also just got. This is probably the most recent bookmark I got as well. This is a Warhammer bookmark I got when I bought this book, because this book, not the Frankenstein book, the Ulfthak Blackheart book, the Big Daka, and I got that a few weekends ago when I went to buy that book. So I don't know, I really like it. And orcs is green orcs, green book, Frankengreen, you know how it is. You know how it is. So yeah, those are just some bookmarks. I 100% have more, but I was like tearing my entire apartment out, trying to find the other bookmarks that I had, and like I'm like, oh, cats must have stole some of these because I'm like, oh, but also not really. They're too cute to be mad at. Especially Blueberry. Look at his little face. He's like, oh, I'm Blueberry. I'm gonna go cause mischief. What are your favorite bookmarks? Do we have any bookmarks that are the same? Let me know in the comments below. And have a good day. Toodaloo.